So, Chrisanne, as we deal with the open southern border, this guy pops up this week. Listen to this.
By the way, if you are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're going to know who I am.
All right, Chrisanne, listen, that man is the leader of a banned Islamist party known for its anti-American, anti-Christian radical beliefs. He apparently served a 12-year sentence for serious crimes and planned terrorist attacks. They just allowed him, as you saw, to cross our open southern border. Chrisanne, why in the world was he not detained? And what does this say about national security and the border?
Well, I believe it's because this administration, the Biden administration, has partnered with the globalists to bring America to its knees so the globalists can take control of America like they did in Europe. But I declare today, Mike, that they will not succeed. They will fail in America.
Bill, good morning. This is a wild story a lot of people are talking about. It's not just migrants, as we talk about, flooding into the United States on foot pretty much every day, but they're also arriving at airports across the country. And the Biden administration has flown more than 350,000 migrants into the country using a controversial program to grant them humanitarian parole.
But today it was just announced before I came out. It was unbelievable. I said, that must be a mistake. They flew 325,000 migrants, flew them in over the borders into our country.
And as a hot topic on the campaign trail, Customs and Border Patrol data showing that 357,000 migrants have been flown into the U.S. from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. That's just through the end of January.
California that would allow illegals to own a home. They basically would help you with the down payment. I want the viewers to know they give 20% down. Then when you sell it, you owe that money back. It's AB 1840. A lot of people are saying this is a slap in the face. Is this something that's going to pass in the state of California? I mean, owning a home in America is living the American dream. There are so many families who can't afford a down payment because they're in that tax bracket, which won't allow them to even get that 20% down.
Yeah, it's going to pass. And I think a lot of it has to do with perpetuating this narrative that Republicans are mean and cruel, because they're going to spin it and say, you don't want these poor people to have a home. You want them to be on the street. You don't care about them. But not ignoring the real issue of there's people that have been in this country for generations that have paid taxes and built generational wealth and contributed to all the things that make America great, and you're ignoring them, you're bypassing them, and giving their rightful place to somebody who's from a different country.
Our bill says that if you're an undocumented person in this country and you can pass the physical and the required test, background test, the like, you can serve in our military, and if you do it honorably, we will make you citizens of the United States. Do we need that? You know what the recruiting numbers are at the Army and the Navy and the Air Force? They can't reach their quotas each month. They can't find enough people to join our military forces. And there are those who are undocumented who want the chance to serve and risk their lives for this country. Should we give them the chance? I think we should.
Non-citizens have not been eligible to vote in New York or, as far as I know, in any other state since the 19th century.
That's not true. The New York City Council voted in December to allow this. It begins January 9, 2023. Cities in Vermont and Maryland already allow this, and similar measures are under consideration in Illinois, Maine, and Massachusetts right now.
If the gentleman will yield?
Yes.
I believe those are considerations of allowing votes in municipal elections only.
Right, but thank you. That's the point. Everybody wants to know at home, why would they allow this? Guys, they're allowing it because they're going to turn them into voters. They already are doing this in New York City, largest city in America, and this is the plan of our friends on this side to turn all the illegals into voters. That's it, folks. That's what's going on. See the video, you see droves of people, 2.4 million people coming over the border illegally. The president allowing, the Democrats in charge of Congress are allowing it. The deal is they're going to turn them into voters. You just heard it. They don't have any problem with that. They celebrate it. Here's the deal. We have a problem with it. The Constitution has a problem with it. American elections should be decided by American citizens. That's why we're so upset, because our constituents are frightened that we are losing our country. We're losing our security, we're losing our sovereignty, because we're going to allow people from 160 different countries around the world to come in here and decide our elections. That's it. Here it is on record. You all heard it.
Migrant laid out the scam. Break in, drop a baby, and be a welfare king.
A todas esas mujeres To all those women that find themselves pregnant and are in Latin America, please come have your baby in the United States. And if you get married, you'll get more back in taxes. And, well, if you have 5 or 6 children, can you imagine? My daughter is American and she gave me citizenship. She pays our rent. She pays our bills. She gives us $1,500 a month since she was born. I have 6 months in the USA and I have everything you don't have. Citizenship, residency, a good car, and a good apartment.
Now, when American women get pregnant, the government helps them stay single, work, and have an abortion. When a migrant gets pregnant, the government helps them cross the border, have the baby, get married, don't work, and put their hand out. Primetime producers crunched the numbers. A migrant family of 4 in New York could get over 20 grand a month in freebies. $500 a night at a hotel, $130 a day for food, and having 2 kids in public school costs us $5 grand a month.
John, do we have a border? Do we have a southern border?
Do we have a what?
Do we have a southern border?
Yes, ma'am. Of course we do.
Then how come people can flow across it every single day? Hundreds and thousands of people over the 300,000 people in December.
We're working very hard to try to fix that, Mark.
2 seconds later.
Early this morning in Eagle Pass, we witnessed one of the largest mass illegal crossings we have ever seen in the last 2.5 years.
Approximately 10 hours later.
It is showing no signs of slowing down. I've covered the border for more than a decade, and the agents here tell me they've never seen anything like this in their adult lives.
The next day.
It keeps coming. This is a massive group. Look at that. It still hasn't stopped. This is probably the biggest group I've ever seen here.
Here we have military helping migrants cross into the U.S. illegally.
Chris, Kip. This is a public area. We're supposed to be here.
I didn't say you had to leave.
This is how immigrants who are undocumented are coming in our country, guys. Just so you know, we are at the Texas border, Eagle Pass, as we're filming right now. There are a bunch of immigrants just crossing the borders, and our military is more than happy to help. This is unacceptable. A great example of what a yes man and following the orders can get our country. Exactly. And I bet that these 3 men don't even like this, but women and children as well. Yeah. Okay, Chris, let's talk to. Let's ask them where they come from. Is that alright?
Let's talk to them.
Yeah.
Do you guys speak English?
Hey guys.
Speak English?
Spanish? Cool. Can you ask them where they came from?
Can you ask where?
Ecuador.
The United States Army and Air Force are ramping up their efforts to attract legal immigrants as they face recruiting challenges. Using pamphlets, social media, and targeted outreach in inner cities, they are deploying recruiters with similar cultural backgrounds to connect with potential recruits. Despite the additional security screening and language assistance required, tapping into the legal immigrant population provides valuable support, even as the Army, Air Force, and Navy anticipate falling short of their recruitment goals this year. Is this a promising opportunity or a questionable tactic? Comment below.
The new proposal in Washington that would help migrants get an expedited path to citizenship. It would require them to first serve in the U.S. military.
All right, Fox 5's Morgan McKay joins us with details of the bill, which lawmakers say could help solve 2 problems at once.
There is no higher honor than serving your country in uniform.
And that honor could be extended to migrants under a new bill introduced by Hudson Valley Congressman Pat Ryan. Called the Courage to Serve Act, this bill would offer qualified and vetted migrants an expedited path to citizenship if they serve in the military. According to Ryan, last year the military services collectively missed recruiting goals by roughly 41,000 recruits, leaving some crucial positions unfilled.
If there are folks with the courage to raise their right hand, take an oath to protect and defend our Constitution, and put their lives on the line for this country, then they sure as hell deserve the opportunity to be citizens in the United States of America.
This bill comes days after a bipartisan border security package negotiated by the Senate fell apart amid Republican opposition. Staten Island Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis argued that the Senate bill did not go far enough when it comes to securing the border and said there is more President Joe Biden can do in the interim.
He can end catch and release. He can adjust the asylum. He can end the parole program that he started. And he can actually shut down the border. He can shut it down.
Meanwhile, more than 173,000 migrants have entered New York City in the past 2 years, with the city still currently caring for close to 70,000 migrants. Governor Kathy Hochul on Friday continued her call for a border deal, saying New York cannot continue to handle this influx of migrants.
If the 10 Republican members of Congress who represent the state of New York would simply exercise their clout, walk down to Speaker Johnson's office and say, our state needs help right now. They can no longer financially afford to handle this number of people.
Now, Congressman Ryan, along with Congressman Mike Lawler, wrote a bipartisan letter to President Joe Biden last year asking that he approve New York's request for a major disaster declaration so more federal resources could be funneled to the state, something that Biden still has not done.
Isaiah 13. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amoz did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.